Well, it's the 22nd of May 2020. Time for a brief comment. Pauline Hanson was on the TV last night, and for my overseas friends that don't know her, she's the leader of One Nation Party. And had the Premier of Queensland, Anastasia Palaszczuk, on the right in this photo, admitting that if Pauline Hanson finds a pro bono legal team, a barrister and so on, to take the issue to the High Court of Australia, the border closures would be overturned very, very quickly. She said last night, that'd force the borders open. She admits it straight out. It is unconstitutional. The Constitution states that we have the right to travel within and between the states. Now, the Premier of New South Wales is on the left, Gladys Berejiklian. She wants the border opened, as it should be anyway, by the way, for tourism. The towns and a lot of places and regions are suffering from the lack of tourism. Now, of course, some people would say, or many might even say, oh, well, we've got coronavirus, oh, we can't allow that. We can't allow that. Yeah, well, yes, we can, actually. But while I'm at it, I'm going to discuss another issue about the Constitution. And by the way, I should say to people all concerned, the Australian Constitution is the law. It is not a guidebook. And sections 8 and 30 make it quite clear that we are to vote once, and that does not mean the voting system we have now, by the way, is illegal and unconstitutional. It's you must by law vote every square, number every square in a federal election. So if you've got 7 candidates for one seat, you vote 7 times. In preferences, you might say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever, in whatever order you wish. It will be, if that was taken to the High Court, by the way, that'd be overturned very, very quickly, and we go back to the system we had from 1901 to 1919. Sorry, 1918, I believe it was. Anyway, preferential voting was brought in. There are many people, or a number of people at least in Parliament, that shouldn't even be there, using this preferential voting system. All right, and other people would claim and state, oh, well, if you didn't have preferential voting, you'd only get the coalition, that's the Liberals, the Nationals, and you get the Labor Party in. Well, that's largely true. I admit that straightforwardly. In fact, one of the few independents you'd ever get elected at the moment is Bob Katter from the seat of Kennedy in the federal government. Covers Western Queensland. It's a very, very large electorate. He would be elected because he gets over 60% of the primary vote anyway. I just wanted to mention those 2 areas. The first one is going to be challenged, or it's talked about being challenged, as opening up the borders because of the Constitution. If that's done, I would urge the other issue to be addressed as well, and to get back to one vote, one value. In other words, a remarkable thing where a person who gets the most votes actually wins the seat. It's called democracy. We haven't got democracy at the moment. We've got a sort of a brand of it, but preferential voting is not the correct thing to do. So I'm putting these ideas to people, but whether you agree with me or disagree with me, I don't know. Doesn't really matter. I'm just stating the facts. So all right, we'll leave it at that for now.